So I thought I'd demonstrate just a little bit of hitching horsehair, which is one of those arts that I don't believe a machine will ever be able to take over. It all starts by twisting horsehair into the strings, just like the braiding does. And then I have a waxed string that I've got attached to a dowel, and that's what I hitch around. So I end up taking the horse hairs that I've twisted and using them and hitching. And if your if you lose your tension, then that's a problem. You have to keep your tension on your string. But you hitch it, or back hitch it, as we could say for some things, around the string. This is a hat band I'm working on, and it has I believe it's 24 strings that I work with, and each of them individually gets hitched or back hitched depending on what I want to do in my pattern around this waxed string. So keeping track of where you're at in your pattern is very important. And again, this is just one of those arts that I love because it involves horses. And it's also something that people don't do a lot of anymore because it is a rather time-consuming art. But yeah, I can sit here for quite some time just hitching horsehair. But as I explained, each of these strings, I have to take the individual horsehair and twist it together to turn it into the strings so I can hitch them. So, you know, you kind of have to enjoy it if you want to do it.
How many horsetail hairs in each string?
So each string has between 9 to 10 individual horse hairs twisted together to make one string. Depending on whether you're doing wanting a little wider piece or a little more delicate piece, you can make your strings a little thicker or a little bit thinner. I tend to do the 9 to 10. It's just a nice average. If I'm hitching these hair, they'll lock in on themselves a little better if I were to by chance let go of this wax string and let the tension off. If I'm open hitching or back hitching, then they don't hitch around the string so much, so if you let it go loose, your strings will just kind of loosen up. But again, the tension is really important. Too much tension is as bad as not enough tension at times. It's just one of those you have to really get a good feel for. And what ends up happening with the hitching, this is a hat band I did earlier. So that's a hitched piece. And then this is a hat band that I did that's braided. So I don't know if we can kind of see the difference between hitching and braiding as to what they look like. Hitching, of course, takes quite a bit longer than the braiding, but you can do so much in your designs with hitching.
Where do you get your designs?
In my head most of the time. A lot of times you have to think of your patterns in the form of a diamond. Everything will be a diamond related pattern in the hitching. So
can you watch TV while you do that?
Depends on the program. If it's a program I have to pay attention to, I tend to not like to hitch horsehair while I'm watching the program. Otherwise I get lost as to where I'm at in my pattern. And the last thing you want to do is have to take out row and row and row of hitching to get back where you want it to be.
Can you if you need to?
You can,
okay,
but it's not fun.
Awesome. Where do you sell your work at?
I do sell my work here at Art Connect Gallery, which is 302 South 2nd here in downtown Laramie, and next door at Works of Wyoming.
Do you take special orders?
I do take special orders, and I'm happy to use your horsehair if you have a horse that you would like an item made out of. You can also catch me on my Instagram and my Facebook page at Horsehair Work by Erika.
Okay, thank you. Beautiful work.